The only people who don't want to disclose the truth are people with something to hide.
And again, the number to call, 888-589-8840. Let's take a call we got a call from Louisiana. Chris, let's hear what's on your mind, Chris.
Hello, Representative Gohmert.
You can just call me Louis, Chris.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Louis? Chris Farrell.
Yeah.
I, too, served in the Army, and I want to ask you to consider that former Lieutenant Colonel Terry Lee Lakin, a surgeon in the U.S. Army, was court-martialed, dishonorably discharged, and imprisoned in military prison for requesting, consistent with the officer's oath he had taken to defend the Constitution, authentication that his purported commander-in-chief did in fact legally occupy that position. Then, sometime later, Mr. Obama presented the American people with documents supposedly authenticating his constitutional eligibility, which have now been proven beyond any shadow of a doubt by Sheriff Joe Arpaio's volunteer cold case posse. I was there at the preliminary release of the findings of the cold case posse as a student journalist. And let me tell you, nobody else from the mainstream media was there. This mockery of our Constitution has to be brought to an end. And I'd like to ask you to read the petition that I wrote. It's a petition to actually retroactively abrogate the illegal elections of the constitutionally ineligible fraud who illegally represented himself as constitutionally eligible to be president, and so was in the commission of crimes when he was illegally elected. And I claim to you he is not now and never has been the president.
Right. Well, let me comment on that. Thank you, Chris, for your call. I didn't remember the prosecution for Colonel Lakin, and we'll look into that. But I'll tell you how bad it is. I had not ever said the president was not born in America, but I'm entitled to birther because I signed on as a co-sponsor of a Bill Posey bill in the last Congress, and it made perfect sense. And it just simply said, and one of my concerns was you had the Washington Post, New York Times going after John McCain, saying he couldn't be president, perhaps, or maybe he couldn't. It was a question, at least, they posed, because he was born in the Panama Canal Zone when his father was in the Navy. And so I thought, well, Bill Posey's bill is great. It's only a couple of pages. It just says, for the 2012 election, whoever files to run must establish affirmatively that they meet the qualifications. And I knew that would eliminate the wild speculation. Where were they born? Where did this come from? What's all this mean? And for that, I had one reporter then with the Post said, gee, the White House from the highest levels tell me you're now the newest birther. They're trying to throw the president out. And I said, read the bill. Anyway, nobody ever bothered to read the bill in the mainstream media, but that one reporter, they continue to call me a birther, which I'm not, but I do want a president who is a lawful president. But I think it's at this point time to take on these crushing issues. Look, this is Washington Watch with normally the great Tony Perkins. He'll be back on Monday. You can go to the website Tony Perkins, and Chris can go there and leave information. And leave us information. Let us hear from you. This is Louis Gohmert. I'm here for Washington Watch, normally with Tony Perkins. God bless you. God bless America. God save this honorable country.
The only people who don't want to disclose the truth are people with something to hide.